Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I keep getting rather intrigued by the fact that this is called my channel. Anyway, first, can I show you an image? The image I just showed you features, among other things, 14 brands of motor vehicles, some of them very well-known brands indeed. And the one thing they all have in common is that they're currently owned by Stellantis, the giant Netherlands or Dutch group. The question I'd like to ask you is, how would you feel if Stellantis suddenly went into car comparisons and decided to put up a website to compare different motor vehicles with a view to providing you with the best value for money and possibly the cheapest? Would you be a little bit suspicious the fact that they've got 14 motor brands and there's far more out there? And would you feel a little bit peeved if Stellantis happened to have one of their vehicles as the top brand and best value for money and featured another one of their vehicles further down the list? That's not very independent, is it? Well, let me tell you a website that does that for holidays. It's called Trivago. And you've probably seen their recent TV advertisements. Now they're featuring stars or celebrities to promote them. And let's just go through one of their most recent. What I want to bring to your attention is the fact that in the Trivago advertisement on television, you'll see that top of the stack for the best value result is Expedia. And then number 3 is hotels.com. And it's not just here in the UK, but you can see here's a site that's priced in dollars as well. There's no denying we want our internet search engines for comparison websites to return the best result possible for us, the customers. But this is where it gets a little bit shady with Trivago, I'm afraid. If you look at the results, you'll see here that Expedia is the top one for offering best value for money on Trivago. And at number 3, we've got hotels.com offering third best value. What we're not being told is that Expedia owns Trivago and hotels.com. Now, for those of you who aren't aware of it, I'll repeat that. Expedia owns Trivago and hotels.com. So what we've got happening is Trivago, part of Expedia, is offering Expedia as the cheapest alternative for you to book your accommodation. And then it's putting hotels.com in third place, which is a bit ironic because on the one hand, it's offering itself as the cheapest, and on the other hand, it's saying itself is not the cheapest. And of course, if you do go with Expedia, you're going to get charged a commission. So in essence, a site which is taking a commission from itself is charging you a commission for using its other site. Work that one out if you can. Now, it's fair to say that let the buyer beware out there on the Wild West that is the internet, but is there not a case to answer for morality here, that one brand, the overarching brand, is offering one of its other brands against itself in comparison? Because what it's doing is it's not offering you any choice because it's all the one overarching brand. Now, there's something else you've got to bear in mind if you're booking via a search engine for parts of your holidays, as opposed to going to a standard brick and mortar, as we call it, travel agent on the high street, is that if you go through your local travel agent, they've got you covered. Your backs are well and truly covered. Now, please, I'm not decrying the fact that you do get ABTA and other organisation registrations with a lot of the internet people, but there's a couple of things that I really need to tell you about with regard to the Expedia group. Now, I'm going to have to read these out because they're quite complex, and I hate, as you've probably gathered from the mistakes I make, running to a script. But if you bear with me, I'll tell you all about it. What you have to remember at all times is that Trivago is a price comparison website only, so all hotel and accommodation room bookings are made directly with the hotel or accommodation. Therefore, any cancellations or amendments must be arranged by contacting the specific hotel or accommodation you've booked with. If you'd like to inquire about a refund or anything to do with your invoice, you have to contact the accommodation booking site directly and not Trivago. The destination, they're responsible for booking and payment processes, so they are the best position to help you. Their contact details can usually be found in your booking confirmation email. But now, one thing I must say is that the cancellation policy of hotels.com is similar but different. You don't have the automatic right of cancellation on hotels.com. The cancellation details are always included at the time you book and in your booking confirmation, and are provided, as I say, both before you made your purchase and in your confirmation email, so check them carefully. You'll have to discuss any cancellation or adjustments you want to make with the destination directly and not hotels.com or Trivago if you're passed through from them. Hotels have different rates for their rooms that come with different cancellation options, which you've got to take care of. Trivago is a price comparison website, so they essentially take the commission and run, if you know what I mean. All hotel and accommodation room bookings, they're made directly with the hotel or accommodation itself. Now, if you have any cancellations or amendments, you've got to arrange these by contacting the specific hotel or accommodation you have booked with, because Trivago will simply not be able to help you with such specifics. They're only a comparison site. And if you want to inquire about a refund or anything to do with your invoice, you have to contact the accommodation booking site directly and not Trivago. You may be able to just contact the hotel instead in that case. The destination, they're responsible for the actual booking and payment ultimately, so they're probably in the best position to help you. Their contact details usually should be found in your booking confirmation email. Fair enough. So what's the cancellation policy with hotels.com? Well, you don't have an automatic right to cancellation unless the hotel has offered it to you in the first place. The cancellation details, they'll be included in your booking confirmation and are usually provided both before you made your purchase and in your confirmation email that they sent you after they completed your purchase. But you'll have to discuss any cancellations or adjustments directly with the destination. This is because hotels have different rates for their rooms that come with different cancellation options, and they don't apply to all the comparison websites that they are on. And the fees are not refundable unless otherwise discussed during the booking process. Bear that in mind. Expedia works a little differently to some other mainstream platforms, as it offers various types of products that each come with their own Expedia cancellation and refund policy. So you must bear that in mind. So studying the cancellation and refund policy via the small print might not be the most exciting thing you need to do in connection with your holiday, but it is the most important because you don't know what might be hiding there. So do check. Now, Expedia Online, without doubt, makes the booking process very easy, but the cancellation policies are far more complex and very much more stringent. The main reason for this is that Expedia allows the service providers they use, that's excluding airlines, to set their own cancellation and refund policies. So keep that in mind. They're not set by Expedia. Therefore, they can and most probably will be different for the various products that you will buy to make up your overall holiday. As I say, do keep that in mind. The other thing is there's a double whammy because you as guests, you just might be hit with cancellation fees twice. Yes, I said that twice, because you could potentially need to pay Expedia a cancellation fee and also the service provider a cancellation fee. So do check the terms and conditions of cancellation as and when you think of booking and before you press the booking button, just to check what's there, because there's no point in you getting extra cancellation fees that you shouldn't need to pay. And as mentioned, certainly with hotels, you may pay a little extra to be able to have the luxury of a cancellation right up to 1 or 2 days before you're due to take up the accommodation, so make use of it. Very necessary to take out is cancellation protection insurance with your holiday, so take into account that Expedia's cancellation protection insurance, it might and it can include some exclusions that could have a huge impact on your trip and what you get back should you cancel it. There could be an overly high default cancellation excess fee you have to pay. So it pays to shop around with the likes of your insurance, and third-party travel providers or even your own current insurance provider at home or for your car could provide a better deal because they enable you to tell them more about what you need and what the situation is. So do check up what cancellation arrangement you've signed up for and the hotel's cancellation policy itself. Very important. Refundable flights can be cancelled directly with the airline usually, so you're on safe ground there, but again, double check. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm a technophobe or an internet phobe. I'm not by any means. Well, I managed to make this video on my own after all these years using all the software and bits and pieces, and it's only my second YouTube video, warts and all. And to add credence to that, I've just booked an Aer Lingus flight online, which I've booked many flights online in the past, and as it happens, with a little bit of research, it turned out to be cheaper and more convenient than to fly with Ryanair, because an old git like me does like to travel in the middle of the day rather than get up to get for a flight at 7 a.m. in the morning. However, I feel that for total peace of mind, there's nothing better than chatting to a professional travel advisor face to face in a good old-fashioned bricks and mortars travel agency if you're going to go on what might be termed a complex holiday. They'll go through all the details of your holiday with you before you set off and before you, in fact, most importantly, before you sign on the dotted line. And should you be one of the very small minority of travellers who comes home having experienced problems while you're away, you know there's a real life person you can chat to face to help you sort things out. And you won't be put on hold while trying to find some sort of human being somewhere at an online travel agency and you just simply get nowhere. So yes, it's horses for courses. If you know what you want and you know what you're doing and you're good at terms and conditions, by all means go on the internet, but don't be taken in by fancy promises. And remember, all these internet search engines for holidays, such as Trivago, that's all they are. They're people hoovering up, in essence, human beings' laziness. So do take care, beware. Cancelling car rentals, for example, now booked with Expedia, it's surprisingly probably one of the easiest, because the good news is that unlike most car rental companies and car reservations, you'll find that you'll be able to cancel your car rental at any time before you go on to your holiday without incurring a penalty fee. Also, before I go, I don't want to think I'm just knocking Expedia wholesale, which I am doing. I mean, I have used hotels.com in the past myself and been very pleased because some of the hotels I've engaged with have been very, very helpful. But I do really feel that this economy of truth just can't be ignored. And as you can see, if you look over my shoulder, that's one of the reasons. He's received that, and you can't get your refund.